I'm about to share with you a little known secret about women's orgasms. For her to have a bigger, better orgasm during sex, she needs to take the focus off her clit and put it onto her entire body. When a woman can fully wake up her sensuality, that's when the magic happens. However, her biggest hurdle is moving from her head and into her body when sex is initiated. So, you and I are going to discuss 3 easy ways for busy women to wake up her body so she can have a full on sensual and sexual experience. Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Reed, sexologist, and welcome to the Pursuit of Pleasure podcast, where we do a deep dive into what makes women in long-term relationships excited to have sex. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you want to have a deep, soul-quenching, mind-blowing sex life, then please make sure to check out my free masterclass workbook. I've said it countless times, and I will probably say it a million more. When it comes to a couple's pleasure, your goal should not be the orgasm, but rather the entire experience. So when a couple puts all their focus on the orgasm, they are missing out on all the many erogenous zones on the entire body. And it's not possible to experience pleasure to its fullest potential, which ironically means that you are cheating yourself out of the orgasm you deserve. And in fact, research shows obsessing over reaching the big O can cause stress and diminish your ability to have that orgasm. So if you want her to experience a big, juicy, delicious orgasms, here are my 3 best sexologist tips. Now, my first tip is that sex needs to start hours before it's initiated. Why? Generally speaking, men are able to compartmentalize sex. Women generally are not able to compartmentalize sex. So I want you to think about this time as an erotic simmering, a really nice and gentle way for her to move from her brain and into her body. Now, why does this matter? The majority of women in long-term relationships have what is called a delayed sexual response, meaning when sex is initiated, she will not feel like sex in that moment. And in fact, it's going to take time for her desire and arousal to catch up. When sex is spontaneously initiated, she has no time to switch from her brain into her body. And when you add on to this that generally speaking, when men initiate sex, they immediately want to have his penis touched and believe women want the same. However, most women do not. And if you go in for the clit and press it like it's a remote control, it's too much too soon. And trust me, it does not feel good and is a big turnoff. So let's compare remote control clit to sex starting in the morning with a full 8 hours of intimate touches and love texts and flirty banter. So I hope that you can appreciate how this is going to help her brain switch into her body and start anticipating all of those good feels. So my second tip for women to have bigger, better orgasm is to prioritize herself and her pleasure, which sounds like a no-brainer, yet most women still put her partner's pleasure first and tend to skip over what makes her feel good. And because she generally never experiences things that make her feel good, it's a big reason women in long-term relationships lose interest in sex, saying things like, "What's the point of having sex when there's nothing in it for me?" In fact, prioritizing her body's pleasure is such a foreign idea that it is a learned skill that's going to take her time. And it's okay and natural for her not to know how to do this or where to start. That's why the both of you need to listen to my Pursuit of Pleasure podcast. So here's an idea that she can do right now to start prioritizing her body's pleasure, and that is to be mindful of her breath. So ladies, promise me that you will try this, and that is to pay attention and mentally note when your partner touches you in a way that feels good for you. And when they do touch you, Take a deep breath in. And I guarantee you that paying attention to your body's response combined with your breath will increase your pleasure and intensify that moment for you. So my third tip to heighten her sensuality is to have products on your bedside table that awaken her five senses. So there's touch and taste and hearing, seeing and smelling. And your options are endless, from relaxing bath oils to luxurious massage candles. And the great thing about sensuality products is they help slow the sexual experience down, which gives her delayed sexual response a lovely way to catch up. And I'm so excited to share with you a multi-purpose sensuality product that simultaneously hits 3 of her senses. So if you haven't heard already, it's time for you to discover the erotic potential of products with CBD, because they can help a woman's sensual experience by enhancing touch and increasing her sensations. CBD products made with hemp will not get you stoned, but they will enhance your body's sensations. In fact, a 2023 study, The Influence of Cannabis on Sexual Functioning and Satisfaction, found overall results indicated that both men and women perceived that cannabis use increased their sexual functioning and satisfaction, with particular increased desire and orgasm intensity. High on Love has a gorgeous product line that makes women feel sexy, juicy, and delicious. Their best-selling, award-winning bedside essentials are the silky smooth and sensual stimulating oil. The jasmine flower extract smells amazing and releases an exotic flora aroma that sets the mood. So remember, it only takes a few drops of this exhilarating hemp seed oil. So when you first put the High on Love gel or oil on, you are going to feel a pleasant, warm tingle, like a snowflake kissed your clit. And I love this because it wakes up her vulva by boosting blood flow, promoting the production of natural lubricants, banishing discomfort, and increasing pleasurable sensations. And here's the critical part. The CBD is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to kick in. So use this time on purpose to wake up the rest of her body. So while the rest of her body is waking up, you can feel when the CBD is relaxing her body and heightening her sensitivity with herbs like maca root and damnia leaf to help increase her circulation, sensation, and stamina. And one of my favorite tips for her to start focusing on her body is to add a blindfold to your playtime. When you take away one of your senses, all the others become heightened and more in tune with what is happening, leaving you open and vulnerable in a good way to pleasure and sensation. Once the CBD has kicked in, intercourse will hopefully be a heightened experience. The High on Love product should help to build up the intensity of her orgasm experience because she's more present and connected to her body and her vulva, with a lot more awareness to how her clit is feeling. And more good news, the entire High on Love line is vegan and cruelty-free, formulated with only the finest skin-nourishing ingredients. Now, because the High on Love stimulating sensual oil and gel are very potent, it's really important to test this on a small area of your skin to ensure you don't have any adverse reactions. Bottom line, pleasure and sex are meant to be fun and exhilarating. And women should feel empowered in her relationship to ask for her sensual needs and her body's needs to be met, which takes the two of you figuring this out together. 3 easy ways that you can do this are: number 1, make sure sex starts hours before initiation. Number 2, that her sexual needs are a priority. And number 3, to use products like High on Love to wake up her body's sensations. If you're curious about the High on Love products, please use the affiliate link in the description. It doesn't cost you any extra and helps support my work. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on focusing on sensuality to experience bigger, better orgasms. Please make sure to check out my free masterclass workbook, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Your support helps grow women's sexual pleasure. Because even though your sex life will never be perfect, you can create a sex life that is perfect for you. And if you like this podcast, then make sure to check out this next video.